Really? Wow.
Yeah. But I know they didn't cover. Hey, welcome to Bluejay Banter post-game show. We're live here at Let It Fly Sports Bar. It is crazy and packed in here as you would expect. Jays with a huge win over UConn. I'm here with Jerry Lampe. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like buttons. It helps us out a ton. Hello, all UConn fans. You joined us last time. I hope you're joining us again tonight. Jays win, except for about a 4-minute stretch there in the second half. That was the most. That was a performance we've been waiting for all year long. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, exactly. We got off to a little bit of a slow start. We regained ourselves. Obviously pushed it out to a 14-point lead at half. We pushed it past 20. You kind of knew UConn was going to make a run there. We had a little bit of foul trouble with Trey. UConn cut it to 10. But then, yeah, they bring Trey back in, and we push it back up and win the game by 18 points. Definitely probably Creighton's crown win of the year. I mean, we've had some good wins.
Absolutely,
yeah,
not even close.
Yeah, this is one you're going to see on ESPN. This is one you hang your hat on Selection Sunday. But, yeah, great crowd. You got number one coming to town. You know, you got beat at their place, and to go out and beat them by 18 points at home, just a great win for Creighton.
Yeah, I mean, it was they said there was a few tickets left, but, I mean, that place was as packed as it's been in a long time.
Yeah, it was cracked. It was loud. The crowd was into it. Obviously, you have a number one come to town. You got Dan Hurley. You know, UConn's getting all the press, 14-game winning streak. You know, you hope you can perform up your capabilities, and Creighton did. I mean, that's a great win. That's a win. That's a game you talk about 20 years from now. Yeah, I was at that game. What a great win it was for Creighton. So.
And what a court storm.
Oh yeah, and it was, you know, it was controlled. No players got hurt, and you know they did it the right way.
The Creighton players actually went back into.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's, you know, it's what you want. I mean, college. You know, you want the kids to have fun. It was a huge win for Creighton. Nobody got hurt. UConn players got to the locker room. I think Creighton was ready for that, and so
yeah, they did a good job.
You let the kids celebrate.
Yeah,
everybody's going to remember this for a long time, and you want it to be memorable, and obviously it was. So yeah, congratulations to Creighton on just a huge win. You know, so.
Oh, unreal, unreal, and yeah, I was texting with my bracketology buddies, and they're like, one of them said, "Oh, number 15 wins, you shouldn't storm the court." And I said, dude, we've never beaten a number one team. Right. Come on, man. I mean,
we spent so many years in the Valley, you know, playing Evansville,
exactly.
Playing
Well, he's a Duke fan, so he's not like it's old hat to him, right?
Right. Now, this is the big win for Creighton. The kids were into it. I mean, you let them have fun, let them storm the court. It's something even the players will remember 20 years down the road when they're sitting in the rocking chair, holding their grandkids.
Absolutely.
I mean, you remember when UConn came in number one on a 14-game winning streak, and we took them to the woodshed and beat them by 18. So
Jared and I are enjoying a Let It Fly lager, courtesy of Infusion Brewing Company. The big beer, going to have one when you come into Let It Fly. This place is nuts. I heard a big roar, so maybe one of our guests has arrived.
Yep. I've been here since about 4 o'clock this afternoon, so it's been a fun day.
Our guests are Trey Alexander and Jalen Courtney Williams, assistant coach. So couldn't ask for a better duo of guys. I don't think we've lost a game when Jalen's been our guest. Well, we lost 2 at home, but and I know we haven't lost one when Trey is. So Trey's going to be joining us quickly. So let's jump right in and introduce our sponsor. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. They are the bank of Bluejay Banter. We want to thank them so much for their sponsorship. They do everything in the banking world. So if you're looking for a new bank, check them out. EquitableBank.com. They have two great locations. One just north of the Schwab headquarters, and then one out Pierce Street in Elkhorn. They do a terrific job. They do answer the phone the first ring, and their customer service is off the charts. So check them out today. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. All right, it's time for player profile. We got number 23, Mr. Alexander. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Jalen having a little trouble with his mic, if we can jack that up a little bit. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Excited after that. Real stoked.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun out there?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys look like you were having fun.
Yeah, we did.
And then you went back into the mosh pit.
Yeah, yeah.
How was that? Was it crazy out there?
No, it was crazy. It was crazy. That was something I've never been a part of before. That was definitely a highlight of my college career for sure.
You guys have had so much poise throughout the whole season. So it didn't bother me, but that initial 11-3, you got down. I mean, did you like, whoa? Because here we go again, had a couple turnovers.
Yeah.
They got some offensive rebounds. That's kind of what killed us in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that they were going to come out and have a chip on their shoulder. They've never won in Omaha before, so we knew that they were going to come out and play very hard. But we knew that those are things that we had to focus on. Those are parts of the game plan before the game. So if we just cleaned those things up, we knew that we had a good chance of winning.
I was talking with some guys that I was at practice yesterday.
Yeah.
And you know, you worked on a specific play, one in the second half, where Clingan comes out and traps that corner where Baylor was.
Yeah.
Remember, you guys worked on that. I remember Mac telling, hey, Kalk, when that happens, you got to go. And he went and boom, dunk.
Yeah, dunk, yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of preparation you guys go through in every practice.
Yeah. I mean, Mac has a great game plan before every game. He watches a lot of film, as do we. So he knows what to expect from most of the games. So I would say that he's really good at those X's and O's in preparation. So
how much did the crowd juice you guys up tonight?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, even when they had their initial surge, we knew that we had a chance because our crowd was behind us the whole game. I mean, they went on their run a couple times throughout the course of the game, and the crowd got even more into it. So, I mean, when you have things like that, it kind of, fuels you a little bit.
Okay. I want to say this in the right way. Jason Green, knocking down those 2 threes right around with everybody. Go, whoa, this could be our night, man.
Yeah. I mean, Jason works on that. I mean, after every practice, DK takes those guys to a little shooting gauntlet, and I mean, he works on it. He knocks them down. So I mean, I'm glad he had the confidence tonight to knock a couple down, make them respect them, and then open everything up for our offense. So
and then even at a heat check, that third one.
Yeah. I mean, that's what those first two will do to you.
And I mean, we all know Steven can shoot the ball, but that deep one. He's kind of left those short all year, and that one was just pure.
Yeah, I mean, he
really carried you guys in the first half.
He had a great first half. I think that Steven got us going in a sense, and I think that we kind of carried that wave a little bit, and so he was able to knock a couple shots down. I'm glad that he's keeping his confidence throughout the course of the year. Hopefully, moving forward, he keeps that same confidence.
Yeah,
and we're able to
absolutely
have a couple more games like that with him.
And I thought his defensive performance against Cam Spencer was special.
Yeah,
I mean, Cam's the guy that gets them going, and Cam likes to talk, and only 6 points. I mean, 2 at halftime. So Steven did a great job defensively. He held Caravan, 2 to 7 points, and he had the first 5 of the game. So kudos to the guys who shut down Caravan and Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, Steven did a great job chasing them off those screens, and guys did a good job like Kalk staying up high on a lot of those pin downs in his ball screens. And then, I mean, on the other end, they weren't able to play him as much as they wanted to because we were switching them on to guys like me and Baylor. We were kind of attacking him, knowing that he was kind of one of the weakest links on their guard. So, I mean, for Steven to have the type of IQ that he does, and for him to set a couple screens and get me and Baylor going downhill on him is pretty big. So I think that Steven had a great all-around game, not even just on the offensive end. He had a great defensive game.
When we got on that big run, you kind of threw up a logo 3 there, and that went down, huh? That was out there.
Yeah, I mean, just things that we work on. I work on those.
Was it just like a momentum that you just feel it like we're on a roll here. Let's lay it on him right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, before the game, obviously Max told us to have those confidence to shoot those shots. We knew that the crowd was going to be into it, and obviously you feed off of that. So we were able to make a couple threes tonight, and we were able to play our brand of basketball and let it fly.
Yeah, because we've talked about this all year. I was talking with Murph yesterday. Like, he's like, we haven't played that game yet, and except for maybe a 4-minute stroke the start. The little bit of start, a couple minutes, and then maybe that stretch from 8 minutes to 4 minutes. Other than that, this was that game, and this was this is how we can play when we're really rolling.
Yeah.
And we did all that with Baylor a little under the weather and with some foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Baylor He does everything for us. He's a Swiss Army knife, so he's able to rebound. He defends at a high level. Obviously, he made some big shots tonight. Even with the foul trouble, he was able to impact the game in different ways. So, I mean, that's just what you get out of Baylor Sharman. He's a great player.
Yeah. We hate to throw water on this, but then I know Mac's going to do it here the next day. Like, hey, we got a game Sunday now. We got to rinse this one away and get ready for St. John's, right?
Yeah, I mean, St. John's is obviously they're in that bubble area, so they're going to be coming out. They're going to play very hard. We're playing at their place. We're going to be at MSG, so I mean, it's going to be a game. Guys they're going to come in with a lot of toughness and a lot of energy and a lot of physicality. And obviously, we have to match that physicality and be able to keep them off the glass and match their physicality, like I said.
I think I've asked you this before, but how do you like playing at MSG?
I love it. I mean, just growing up, I mean, you watch games like that. You watch your Kobe Bryants, your Melos growing up. Just the greats be able to make a lot of crazy things happen in that gym, and for you to play in it, I mean, it's a dream come true.
Now, I know you came to Creighton, just Stephen was talking yesterday about, you came to Creighton to play these big games, and I know you did too, but did you ever dream that you'd knock off number one?
I mean, to make some history like that, I mean, just for us to even be in a situation where we're able to play the number one team in the country is pretty crazy. I think that it's a part of God's plan for us, and I think that everybody on this team was prepared for it. We were more focused than I feel like we've been for any game this season, and I feel like that's why we played the way we did, and we were able to kind of dominate for a long stretch of that game.
Did you kind of feel like, the first game against UConn, other than the fact that, we turned it over a little too much, gave them too many offensive rebounds, I mean, we couldn't hit any shots. I mean, our defense was really good. I mean, they only shot like 36% from the floor that night. So I think that had to give you guys some confidence going into this game. Like, hey, we can shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the better offensive teams in the country. Obviously, right after that, we went to go play Seton Hall. So we knew we had a lot of confidence and swagger on the defensive end of the court. And we knew that next time that we played them, if we held them to that type of percentage, we knew we weren't going to shoot as worse as we did at our place and be able to, just be able to make those shots and be able to not turn the ball over. And obviously tonight we were able to match their rebounding and also not turn the ball over tonight. So I feel like that was one of the biggest keys to the game.
Absolutely. 4-0 assist to turnover. Way to go, baby.
I appreciate it.
Are they the toughest offensive rebounding team out there you played? I mean, they crashed the boards. I think a couple times in the first half they actually knocked Ashworth over trying to get the rebound, and you got a tough rebound there in the second half. I mean, they really crashed the offensive boards.
Yeah, I mean, they really all five guys crashed, and it's kind of crazy just seeing that because you have to box your man out or miraculously it somehow goes to him when the ball misses. I mean, for them to have that type of game plan, I think that it just goes to show that they're a really good team and they're able to rebound the ball at a high level. And I think that's really how they get a lot of their points. That's how they got a lot of their points in the first game. So for us to limit that was definitely a big key to the game.
I think you guys were the tougher team tonight. So
I think so as well.
Yeah. So you practice tomorrow or are you off tomorrow?
We're off tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh? You got to celebrate tonight, too. So you can win,
Yeah.
How's Baylor doing? Is he okay? Just got some of the flu or whatever?
I think he's fine. Before the game,
I noticed yesterday he was like had the sniffles and was like a little sitting on the bench a little more than he normally does.
Yeah.
You could tell tonight too. He was just not 100%. But then he got those fouls, of course, and then he had a lot of energy in that second half because he's been playing 40 minutes a game.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he does a lot for our team, even when he's not scoring. I mean, he's a leader. He talks on the bench when he's not playing. He focuses on a lot of the little stuff, rebounding, getting other guys involved, and just being able to, like I said, be that Swiss Army knife for our team.
Sure. Trey, we're going to let you go celebrate. Thanks, man. Thank you so much for stopping in. I know it was
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Trey Alexander, sponsored by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Check them out. They're the Bank of Bluejay Banter. They have two great locations, one just north of the Schwab headquarters, and then one over in Pierce Street in Elkhorn, kind of a new cafe-style bank. You want to check them out. They take banking personally, and they do answer the phone on the first ring, and their customer service is off the charts. So make sure and check them out. That's Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We'd also like to, another one of our sponsors is CareMinders Home Health Care. Jim and the crew over there are such a wonderful job, and we want to thank them so much for supporting us here on our post-game shows throughout the entire season, and he will be, once again, a big sponsor of our post-game as well going into the postseason. And when you're in need of care for your injured, ill, or senior loved one, reach out to CareMinders Home Care. Their agency is comprised of certified caregivers, many years of experience. You'll receive versatile, flexible, and customized care, and it'll give you tremendous peace of mind. So go to caremindersnebraska.com. Check out all they have to offer, and if you have further questions, call them tomorrow, 402-532-1383. That's CareMinders Home Care. We're going to segue right into Coach's Corner. One of our favorite guys, Jalen Courtney Williams, is here. I don't think you've been here for a loss this year, so you've kept that streak going.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
That's good.
That's great. I'll take
Against the number one team, I think that's pretty good.
How about that?
You had a lot of pressure on you, and you came through. There you go.
You know what? That's a really good basketball team we just played.
Oh, yeah. That was.
No question.
First of all. But, Max said it before the game to our guys. It's two good teams here tonight. So obviously the media talks about who they talk about, but it was two good teams in that building, and what a win for our guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought a bunch of keys to the game.
You're speechless.
I am speechless, man.
I've never seen that before.
It was that. I still think of that scene at the end where everybody mobbed the court.
How about that?
And they were still out there 20 minutes after the game.
I think we lost Baylor. we lost Baylor for about 20 minutes.
I saw Baylor dive in. I'm like, okay, well, here we go. Kalk's like, nah, I'm not having none of that.
Yeah.
Big keys to the game. Number one, Steven's job on, obviously hit some big threes, but his job on Spencer was, because Spencer really gets them going.
Yeah, no question. Listen, we've talked about it before, but Steven's transformation, if you will, on the defensive end has been something I don't think I've ever seen in my career. And to hold Spencer, what did he give, 6 points tonight?
6 points. And no trash talking from Cam. You don't see that very often.
Yeah. So between Steven, I think Farabello got some of them as well. And that's a tough job because they never stop moving. Their offense is so fluid. The job we did on him and Caravan both.
7 points.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Yeah, Caravan got a couple early, and that was it.
Yeah.
First 5 points.
Yeah.
And after that, he had 2.
Yeah.
Man, that Tristan Newton's a hell of a player.
Yeah. No, he's a special talent. His combination of size, his ability to make shots, especially timely shots, scores at the rim. But you know what? It's a part of our game plan. Obviously, you guys know it. We do our drop coverage and we try to take away those assisted baskets the best we can. And I think we did that.
Yeah. I thought that block Kalk had on Caravan. He ain't seen that very much, and then he was kind of rattled after that. Like he went in that one time, lost the ball. Another time he went up, threw a wild hook shot up. That was a big play by Kalk at that point of the game.
Yeah, Kalk's been huge for us here as of late. His ability to protect the rim and his activity being 2 and 3 places at one time, seemingly he's been huge. But how about the block? Jason Green falls, and he sprints the length of the floor and gets a block. But that's the type of effort it takes to beat a team like that.
Right. I was going to say that was 100% hustle because he fell down on the offense and got his butt up and hustled his butt because Caravan had a wide open look.
Sure he did.
And he swatted that in the stands.
Yeah.
And I mean, just a huge play. When you see an effort like that, you're like, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
When you see that effort.
I mean, I'll tell you what you saw tonight. You saw a connected basketball team on both ends of the floor, and it was, I would say, probably our most complete team basketball game.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I was talking with Murph that yesterday. I was like, Murph says, we just haven't played that game yet.
Yeah.
And I said, and it's out there.
Yeah, and we've been inching closer towards it.
Yes, absolutely. That last half against Butler, I thought the Georgetown game was really solid. So we've been moving in the right direction.
But to see what you saw from Farabello today off the bench, and then Jason Green, and then Mason Miller, I mean, he made some huge baskets and plays. So it was a complete team game from the entire team.
I was telling the guy who was next to him, I said, I guarantee they didn't have Jason Green hitting threes in their scouting report. You get an effort like that. He's hit too. It's just,
You got to give so much credit to that kid, man. He's been getting incrementally better every single day, and he's ready when his number's called. Yeah. And that's what you like to see.
I saw a guy on the bench was pretty happy for him when he came out of the game. You were prompting the crowd to give him some love because I know you've been working with him, and he just that just ignited the team. You could tell his teammates were just so happy for him too.
His teammates are so excited for him. But I tell you what, to go through what he's gone through, you know, between the red shirt season, which is tough. The red shirt season's tough, and then you're working your way in it, and then you break your hand, and then you miss 6 weeks, really, really important weeks, and then the guys next to you in that position are kind of rolling.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a very mature mind to continue to push through, and he's done that. So kudos to him and his support system and his family and his teammates and our staff for keeping him going.
Well, the first game, I mean, you guys played pretty good defense. They shot 36% and so forth. Was there any other adjustments really to the game plan?
Yeah, not give up 21 offensive rebounds.
Well, it was trending that way for a while.
Yeah, and it's tough. They're before today they were 11th in the country in offensive rebound rate, and so they're talented at it. They're not just good at
but
it.
But even at the half, I think we were only down 3 total at the half, so that was better.
Yeah.
You know,
and they started the game with a few.
That was a big key, too.
Huge, and that was the next big key. Take care of the basketball. I thought we handled, you know, they played 2 different games, essentially. When Klingen's in the game, they're in drop coverage, kind of, you know, what we do. And then when Johnson comes in the game, they're really, really aggressive, and they attack the ball screen. Yeah, and I thought we handled the 2 different games on that side of the ball pretty well.
I was telling. Go ahead, Jerry.
I think Steven, he had two defensive rebounds in the first half where they just actually ran him over after that. And I mean, he's shooting free throws. UConn is going to crash the boards hard. And if you're in their way, they're going to run over you. And I think we were a tougher team tonight. I thought Trey had a couple tough defensive rebounds because UConn's going to hit the boards, and you've got to match that intensity, or they're just going to get a bunch of easy putbacks. And I thought tonight we matched that intensity. You know. We want Stephen Ashford going to the free throw line. I mean, it was just a tougher team tonight than we were out in Stores, and I think that message got
absolutely.
Across.
That was the game plan. That was the game plan. Find bodies, and we just, you know, our whole scout all week, we just pressed play on those offensive rebounds. I mean, we did more than that, but
Stephen got a couple. They just ran him over and like, okay, we'll take free throws. Right?
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
You know, I was just looking at the stats. What did Baylor sit for? 13 minutes in the first half.
It felt like a lifetime.
And he was under the weather, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, he did 12 and 7. My God, he played
and 6, I think,
minutes.
right? 6 assists.
Yeah. Crazy.
No, he was huge. But you know what? When the people stormed the court, when our crowd stormed that court and they surrounded Baylor, I was so happy for him because when he made the decision to come back. Not only did he want to get better, he wanted to come back and play in games like this, and he's earned it, man. And what a warrior, what a warrior.
I was telling Trey, I'm sure Mac is, if he hasn't already, is quickly going to get the word. All right, great job. Wash this baby. Because it means nothing if we lose that next one, right?
Let's enjoy tonight, though, man. That's have fun tonight. That was a great win.
Listen, you want to be able to enjoy this the right way and intelligently, and then you know we'll turn the page tomorrow and get ready for a St. John's team that's going to be fighting like you know what.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Coach Mack as animated? I mean, he was out there throwing a fist pump at midcourt with.
I thought it was Shaka Smart for a second.
No, he was doing a JCW impersonation. He was getting the crowd going.
He was out there doing Shaka,
But I mean, we came out in that second half, and I was worried. We got to come out strong, and we came
first
out
5 minutes, punch him in the face.
We came out offensively just sharp. You know, we were moving the ball good. Great pass, I think, by Bader to hit Mason in that corner for that 3, and you know, I put us up 21, and that was such a key part of the ball game to keep that lead. And UConn made it come back and got it within 10, but coming out in the second half and punching them in the face and getting up 21 was key. But I love seeing Coach Mack out in midcourt throwing that.
So do I.
Yeah, that's right.
So do I. Keep it up, Mac. Keep it up.
I didn't love him so much that one time he was this close to getting the old T there at the timeout, man. He was laying into O'Connell pretty good. But he's a master at working the refs, though. He does it without being, over the top.
Mac's a master.
Live ball. That's when you get the technical on a live jumping out in the floor. That's when you get a technical. Mac waits till timeouts and then
Mac's a master at a lot of things. Like his game prep, his game management, the way he manages our guys. The highs and lows, the ebbs and flows of a game. Mac's a special dude, man. He's a special dude.
I was telling people I was at practice yesterday, and I remember that exact play in the second half when he goes, look, sometimes they're going to come trap in that corner. Kalk, you got to be ready to go. And and they hadn't done it all game long, and there came Caravan, and boom, he went dunk. And that was just all, had he not said that, Kalk's probably ready to set a screen or something and not thinking, but that was in his head. That
and you know what? That's Mac, man. He's not leaving a single stone unturned. He's going into every game thinking about every possible thing that can go on, and we'll cover it. We'll spend time and we'll cover it. So he's so prepared. Like you said, he's a master at that. He's a master at a lot of things.
Well, like one of the film guys said, there was one day he goes, No. You don't have the play on here at 4 minutes and 35 seconds of the last game. Like, who is he, McVay of the Rams?
Yeah.
What is
I used to be a video coordinator at Mississippi State. I know those times, man. You get those late night phone calls. Hey, that play at 4 minutes in the second half 10 years ago, it gets rough. It gets rough, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Man, what a game.
Yep,
that was awesome.
Coach,
that was awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot,
Great
guys.
job.
Thanks a lot.
Practice in July, and I mean, this was just a great win.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be one everybody remembers.
But now we got to build, baby.
Let's get ready for the Johnnies.
That's
We
right.
got to build.
In
We
the
got to
Garden.
keep going because next, not only that game, 2 huge, from a resume standpoint, games next week.
Well, listen, you just put yourself in position to be in position. Right. And all you can do is take care of what you can take care of. And
now we get a couple more wins here. Now we're talking 3 seed. Mac can get off my tail a little bit about my bracketology.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Coach is sponsored by Care Miners Home Health Care, a title sponsor of our post-game show. As we mentioned, if you ever need anything from them, please give them a call. They're so helpful, and they'll take care of all your needs for your ill or injured loved one. 402-532-1383, or go to careminersnebraska.com. Check them out. They will. They're the best, and we thank them so much for their sponsorship.
Enjoy the
this
win,
year.
Coach. Yeah.
All right. How about unsung hero tonight?
You mean Jason Green? I mean,
That would be easy, wouldn't it?
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you go with Farabello, played some good minutes, hit a couple.
And also, I was going to mention this to Coach. You remember we got done with Xavier, and Sean Miller was just and Sean Miller called this. He said, "Look, we played all these teams. Creighton can play with all of them. All right." And I know some Creighton fans went, "I don't know, But the other thing he said in his post game was, I told the guys in my huddle tonight during one timeout that Miller, and he talked about Mason Miller, he goes, hey, he's not getting the ball all the time, but he's busting his tail getting down the floor, and he's creating other things because he's doing that. And tonight,
he got a fast break layup.
Yeah, we hadn't had a fast break like that all season.
He was open,
hustled his butt down and laid it in, and then that gave him tremendous gun. Then the next 3 was nothing but net.
Mason had a good game. He's going to get limited minutes. I mean, he's going to start, but he's not going to play 35 minutes. So when he's in there, you want him hustling down the court, getting an easy bucket.
Yep.
I mean, he was.
We can't. We got to go with Jason Green tonight. What did Jason have? 8 points.
8 points. And he guarded Caravan a lot.
2 rebounds. 2 rebounds.
Yep. He was on Caravan.
1 assist, 1 block.
A lot. And when I was watching him play defense, he was disciplined enough. He knew not to go help. He's like, my job is to guard Caravan. I'll let the other guys do their thing, but I'm not going to let Caravan get going. And when you can hold Cam Spencer to 6 points and Caravan to 7, that's incredible. Because they're the guys that get UConn going offensively, and I thought Green did a good job on Caravan when he was in. He was guarding.
Yeah,
it's also easy for a freshman.
And he missed a couple. There was one where he didn't switch and they gave an easy bucket. But
I thought he played good. He was disciplined enough not to leave Caravan because you're used to going helping out on D, but he know I'm staying with Caravan. I'll let the other guys handle their stuff, but I'm not letting him get going.
Right.
And again, Caravan had their first 5 points, but then after that he only had 2. And we've seen Caravan light it up for 20, 25, and we've seen Cam Spencer get it going and talking. I remember when they won at St. John's, he was talking to the crowd. We shut those guys down, and that was key.
Yeah, and there was one point somebody said to me, well, who do you think? And I said, I think Caravan's their most valuable player because every time I watched him, he just makes big shot after big shot and gets tons of offensive rebounds and does it all.
He was a non-factor tonight.
Yeah.
He was a non-factor. After the first 5 points, you're like, oh, God. But he shut him down, and then, it pretty much exemplified tonight when Jason Green comes from nowhere and swats that three-pointer, and it was going to be an open look at 3. I mean,
he's going to make that most of the time.
He's a great shooter. He's going to be in the first-round NBA draft pick this year. And for us to hold him to 7 points and hold Cam Spencer to 6, just outstanding. That's what won us the game, and us being tough on the boards tonight.
And I felt they maybe didn't look for him, but I think what happened was, especially in the second half, Hurley just said, all right, Tristan, you're the only guy getting it done.
Right.
We're just going to ISO you and let it go,
It's just fine. I mean, we'll live with that. But
Yeah.
we do not, we do not want Caravan to get it going, because when he gets it going is when UConn blows teams out by 30 points. When Cam Spencer gets it going, he starts talking, and and we held those guys in check tonight, and that was, I think, why we won the game. But Jason Green did a good job, mature, not leaving Caravan to go help out, because he knew his job was to keep Caravan, from getting going. So
Yep, absolutely. What about worst call of the night? By the way, first, let's get our sponsorship in. It's Godfather's Pizza. Pizza pie piled high. We hit Godfather's tonight.
Yep.
Who thought that?
Who thought that against UConn?
Yep.
And by far.
Godfather's Pizza. Go to godfathers.com or the nearest location here in the Omaha area. They have feast to feed your whole family. Abundantly topped pizzas with fresh mozzarella and all the toppings you want. Also, wings, cheese sticks, and those delicious desserts. So check them out today. Godfathers.com. Pizza you can't refuse. Pizza pie piled high, and check them out, godfathers.com, or go to a location and order some pizza today. Worst call?
My worst call tonight was when they called a foul on Baylor. He reached in, but they gave Tristan Newton a 2-point shot.
Oh, that was terrible.
LeBron doesn't even get that call. He was on the ground. He was
passing.
going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
Why they gave him 2-point free throws was crazy. And like I screamed out, LeBron James doesn't get that call. And they gave it. I thought that was the worst call.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Gosh. Here's the thing. This is game 3 in a row where maybe I'm just getting used to the way they're calling the games. I thought this is game 3 in a row. They called it normally, fairly tight. Like they've been just letting everything go. Tonight I thought they called a foul.
We need that. We need that,
yes.
right? Because when it becomes a wrestling match, that's when Creighton struggles.
Yeah.
They're a finesse team. They're an offensive team. But if you let the defense grab and hold and push you, it's hard to score. It's hard to make a 20-foot jump shot when you got a guy in your face. But if he's leaning on you, grabbing you, it's hard to get the offensive flowing if they're letting guys just wrestle match out there.
And I Trey still doesn't get some calls maybe he should get, but I thought for the most part they called it decently both ways as far as the physicality went.
Well, I think the first game at UConn, nobody got in the bonus. And as aggressive as UConn hits the boards, they're gonna get fouls called on them. And if you let them push and shove and knock people in the bleachers, UConn. That's going to be a favor to UConn. In fact, I think I told you before the game, we need some whistles. We need the game to be somewhat tightly called, because if it turns into a wrestling match, then that takes Creighton's offensive prowess away when it becomes a wrestling match and your guys tackling each other for the basketball.
So opponent preview, we're looking ahead Sunday, 11 o'clock. So a weird Sunday game. We haven't had many of those this year. We used to have a few, but we don't, not this year. But 11 o'clock in the morning, oof, that's
early.
That scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe after everything that's happened at St. John's, they won't have much of a crowd there. That'll be good.
Right.
But it's a game we got to take care of business, man.
Yeah.
We can't slip on this one.
They are athletic. They've got a big guy inside. I mean, they've got talent. I mean, they played as close in Omaha here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to come ready to play. And again, maybe if we can jump out to a lead, maybe the team quits. I mean, obviously they got some turmoil there with, Patino, what he said about his teammates. They had a big lead against Seton Hall, blew it. And then, you rarely see a coach like that throw his players under the bus, especially college kids. So you hope that carries over. I think, do they play tomorrow or something? They play somebody.
They play Georgetown tomorrow.
Yeah.
Georgetown. That could be
a loss.
That could be a Georgetown win finally. I don't know.
But St. John's.
He can walk in the next day and say, "Hey, I just said that to fire you guys up." You don't know what's going to happen there. So it'll be interesting to see.
St. John's can beat us if we don't come ready to play, and we let them control the tempo, and they hit the offensive boards. And Jenkins, I think their guy, he gets hot.
But I would like to see us win that one. Then come home, beat Seton Hall to jump ahead of them, beat Marquette to jump ahead of them.
Right.
And now we're in second, where we thought we probably would be. And the crowd's roaring. It must be Coach Mack walking in, probably. It's a fun place to be tonight. Let me tell you, this is
everybody likes when you win. It's always a good time.
Really,
but
Jay?
Again, this is what you dream of. We were talking back in the Valley days when you got Evansville coming to town to actually. This program to be in a place where you have the #1 team in the country coming to town on a 14-game winning streak, and be able to beat them by 18 points, that's impressive. That's what you live for as a fan.
I think other fans are like me too. A lot of the fan base is you're starting to take a lot of this Big East stuff now after 10 years for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't ever take it for granted.
You know, and I don't mean like that, but I mean just like the game, like I was telling you, man, I remember the Valley days, I'd get up in the morning and be like, oh my God, we got this game tonight. I'm so worried. How are we going to stop that guy from Bradley? And how are we going to do this?
How are we going to stop Colt Ryan?
Yeah. And I'd be worried about it. I said, today was one of the first days this year where I've been thinking about the game all day long. And
it was such a big game. I mean, national, obviously they were, Hurley was on SVP last night.
Yeah.
Talking about it. Everybody's going to look, how's Creighton going to handle UConn? And for us, like, damn, Creighton beat them by 18 points. Wow, that's pretty good. We knew we had it in us, but we hadn't played that game yet. We played it tonight on the biggest stage, biggest spotlight. So
let's run down the stats real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Mason Miller had 8, as we said. Kalkbrenner 15, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. Well, huge on that end. Stephen Ashworth, I thought, carried us first half. He was 5 of 13 from 3, slowed down a little bit. Only 3 of 5 from the line. Woo, that's really.
He missed 2 free throws. I can't believe it.
But he scored 20 points, 3 assists, 1 turnover. As I said, Trey, 4 turnovers, 4 assists, no turnovers, 16 points, and he got him the hard way. Baylor, as I said, came on at the end, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Jason Green with a huge 8 points. Farabella with a couple of big threes
in the first half
for 6 points. So the Jays end up shooting for the game 54%, 50 from 3, and then 76% from the free throw line. UConn for the game, 44%, 18%, 19% from 3.
Yep, they're not a great, especially when you stop Caravan. He's their best three-point shooter.
Spencer's the other one. We stopped their best too.
Yeah, I think we're fine with Castle taking threes.
Oh, Castle, Castle. I don't think he hit a 3, did he? No, he was 0 for 3 tonight from 3. He was 0 for 3. Spencer was 0 for 2, oddly. Caravan was 1 for 3. And Tristan was 2 for 8, but he was throwing up a lot of them at the end because he was the only guy to get it going.
Right.
They shot 84% from the line, but only 44. So that's a huge advantage. Rebounding-wise, so this is interesting. They got 15 offensive rebounds. We got 10. So that was a big. We had like 3 in that one series in the second half. Overall, we lost the rebound edge by 2, so pretty good job there.
I think we had a lot
turnovers
more
was huge.
Yeah.
Like I said to somebody about halfway through, I said they're starting to get a little rattled,
Yeah.
and they were. They turned it over 9 times. We only had 7 turnovers,
Wow.
so that was a big key to the game. I hope everybody enjoyed this. This is so good. Get up in the morning, flick on the old
right. Going to get a lot of
TV and watch this game again because I know I will.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
What you live for is a Jays fan.
It is.
You got number 1 coming to Omaha, and we beat him by 18 points.
Now we can say we beat a number 1. We've got to the Elite 8. Now we beat a number 1. So let's get to the Final Four. Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. And UConn is probably going to be favored to win the when it's all said and done. I still think UConn is probably going to be favored to win the national championship, and we beat them by 18 points here.
Yeah.
Who knows? Weird things.
We've done that. We beat Villanova both years they won it, right? Yeah. So interesting.
There's not often where UConn shoots 44% from the field and loses by 18 points. That just tells you what kind of offensive.
And we were on fire, but we missed a lot of shots late to bring that to 50.
Right.
For a good chunk of that game, we were sitting at 60% from 3.
The second half, the first 6 minutes, when you thought was so important, we came out and we were just elite offensively.
Yeah.
We hit shot because UConn played pretty good, and all of a sudden they look up and the deficit's gone from 14 to 21.
Yeah.
When Miller hit that 3 in the corner, it's like, man, we are on fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the UConn's probably going to think, hey, we just got beat.
Absolutely.
By a better team tonight.
YouTube, thanks for joining us. Sorry about the chat. There was something going goofy with that, so we couldn't get to any chats tonight. I'm sorry about that, but next show we'll get that worked out. We'll get on the chat again. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. If you are there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out so much. Mac, thanks so much. Our producer, Mac Pittman, does a great job for us. And we will see you Sunday about 1:30.
Right.
You're going to have to get to church early, get home, watch a game at 11.
Saturday night.
Yeah, there you go. And we'll see you Sunday, and go Jays.
Go Jays, yeah.